Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the brand new 2024 CBS original special, Ghosts, a very Arondekar Christmas. Whatever Jay's last name is, and I can never pronounce it correctly nor remember it. Arondekar Christmas. So this is the second Ghostmas, if you will. The first one we had was in season 2. We didn't have one last season for season 3 because of the writer's strike and the acting strike. And then now we have season 4 with this next Ghostmas episode. So Ghosts, this TV series, is very incredible. It's extremely well casted, extremely well acted, extremely well storied. And to have these different layers of characters from different time periods coming together in this one Woodstone mansion, gorgeous. So I broke my normal, I don't really review episodes of TV shows. I review TV series, TV seasons, right? I don't really talk about specific episodes. Very rare that I do that. The Christmas specials on some things, though, I've broken with. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We talked about that Christmas special that they did. Trailer Park Boys, we just talked about recently about their Christmas special. Certain things, right? We'll break traditions on. So I'm just so amazed at how well done this particular special was. It's an hour long, minus commercials, of course. It's 20-something minutes per part, so 40 minutes altogether. And to continue the story, to bring Carol back, to bring Bela back, to bring Jay's parents finally into the mix, to get that family dynamic together. Having another possession on Christmas is just very entertaining. Not having Eric in the mix was smart because it gives the center of then focus to Jay, who is now hosting Pete, along with Sam, who's hosting Nancy, inadvertently because of electrocution, of course, as always. So how does this work? Ghost's power of Pete is that he can leave the property now. So he wants to visit his daughter, Laura, and her son, Little Pete, his grandson, who he never technically met in the flesh, and actually see them for Christmas and actually hug them. But is it going to be weird, him being Jay, seeing them for Christmas? How does this work? So it's very interesting. There's a lot of dynamics to it. There's a whole story of Thorfinn and Sasapis and Flower and Trevor, for that matter. That neat little backstory was fun seeing Sasapis first turning into a ghost, being, greeted by Thorfinn saying, "Hey, do you want to go look at this moose carcass over there?" But in Lenape, to welcome him in, kind of a thing. That was cool. And then they have a best friends moment of 500 years, which was cool. There's a lot of heartfelt to this. Jay having his heart to heart with his dad. You sacrificed so much. You came to this country to give, your kids, Bela and I, a chance. And I want to take this chance. I want to do this in your honor. I want to do this in your name. And names his restaurant after him. And it's just so cool. And then having Pete actually physically hug his daughter at one point, because the ghosts can switch in and out, host versus ghost, if you will. It's a lot of full circle moments, and it was very well done. It was very well put together. I'm actually surprised Nigel wasn't in this. I expected a Nigel cameo to pop up. I miss Crash. Crash is ever so often, popping through, but it's a show that's unlike any other because it's so well layered. And even if you just watch one singular episode, you don't need to know the backstory of these characters. You don't need to know Alberta died in the 1920s. You don't need to not know that Hetty died, 130 years ago. You don't need to know, why Trevor's not wearing pants. You don't need to know these things to appreciate the characters that are presented to you in one singular episode. There's the first act, there's a second act, and there's a third act in every episode. And it's very hard to do that. The earlier seasons of Goldberg's actually remind me a lot of this, how the storytelling is, because of those acts. You have that emotional third act conclusion at the end of a Goldberg's episode. You have an emotional third act conclusion of the third act of these Ghosts episodes. So I'm very curious, actually, if some of the writers on Goldberg's actually write for this, because I see those themes. It's very rare that you see those themes. I see those themes. I gotta do some research now. But this Ghostmas episode, this Ghostmas special, Ghost, in regards to bringing Jay's parents into the mix, I thought it was smart. I thought it was well done. Nancy chowing down guacamole as Sam was absolutely hysterical. Wonderful time. I loved also that Jay was a soul, but outside of the soul, we get his husk of a body after Pete leaves as well as a zombie. hysterical. Another mythos into the mix, more lore into the mix. So what happens next? Will we get some vampires thrown into this as well? Will we get some werewolves thrown into this as well? What about some Wendigos? Or trying to think of other Teen Wolf villains. Banshees, more shapeshifters. Kitsunes. Give me a good kitsune. Let's see what happens with that. Nugetsune. Ooh, I would love it. Ghostmas, Christmas. What was the title now? Very Merry Arondekar Christmas, or an Arondekar Christmas? I can't even remember the title now. I'm just so enamored with the story. Ghostmas 2024 Ghostmas special. Excellent. Wonderful. Happy Christmas to all. On to the next review. Mahalo.